Dun 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 dun.
Hi, this is Bob Costas reporting live with Pink Eye here from the Summer Games here in Rio, Nevada.
Rio, Nevada. I think you might be a little bit too far north there, Steve.
Yes, I didn't actually want to go to Brazil, so I'm in Nevada.
I mean, Bob. I just called you Steve. I don't know what's going on with you,
Yeah, it's
Bob.
fine. I don't sound that much like Bob Costas.
Bob Costas here.
I'm rubbing my pink eye all over Chris.
And that's a euphemism.
No, that is literally what I'm doing to you right now.
But you can imagine what the euphemism or the euphemistic meaning of that would be. And, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I would let Bob Costas rub his quote-unquote pink eye on me.
You mean his penis eye? His penis,
that's
the head
right.
of his dick? Is that what you were...
The head of his cock.
It's more like purple than
The
pink.
head of the cock. They run that's a regatta race on the Charles River.
Yes, that's what they would have be one of the events in the Summer Olympics in 2020.
In Steve's mind.
If it had come to Boston.
If it had come to Boston, yes, the head of the cock. I mean, the head of Charles.
Head of the Charles, head of the cock.
Head of the cock. They look a little like cocks, like really long.
What, boats?
Yeah, like the boat. When you row
So do
crew.
cars, so do rockets. I mean, it's
Everything
all
looks like a
extensions.
cock.
Everything is an extension of a penis.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything.
You're talking into one right now.
I'm talking into
So, like, if you were just like, you're sitting at the table there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so basically it seems like you're talking into your own penis that's in your lap.
That's probably what it sounds like to most people listening to two white guys on a podcast, right? They're talking into their own penis.
We're talking into each other's penises.
Talking to each other.
Peni.
Peanut.
I didn't put any ice in my drink this week.
I don't know. I don't think Bob Costas even has a. So here's the thing: like if you're wearing a lapel mic, that looks a little bit more like a clitoris. So is Bob Costas talking into a clitoris instead of a penis?
I don't.
Or is it just a tiny penis?
I don't think. I think that microphone probably costs about 30% less. Sorry.
The United States. So the Olympics started as we record this past Friday. The games of the something Olympiad, and started in 1896. I discovered this week as I was researching for a short story. I was looking for stuff that happened in that period, and I was like, oh, 1896, first modern Olympic Games. But the Olympics in Rio started on Friday. And the first gold medal that the United States team won, you want to guess what the first gold medal was in?
Well, usually they save the big ticket ones like swimming and like gymnastics and all that.
Yeah, for a little bit later.
Yeah, they don't do those out of the gate. So I'm gonna go with one of my favorites from Summer Olympics of yore and say trampolining.
You would be wrong. Although I wonder if there is a combination of this sport and trampolining. I think that would be very fun. No,
yes, that would be very fun and safe.
The very first win for the Americans was guns. It was guns. Our very first Olympic medal was in the, I believe it was the 10 meter air rifle. Women's 10-meter air rifle.
So they run 10 meters and shoot an air rifle.
No, they jump on a trampoline and they try
to jump 10 meters into the air and then shoot something 10 meters away. That would be 20-meter air rifle. Because your combined distance from in the air and distance that way.
We're talking like the square root of something here.
Yeah. What's the parabola of that?
I think you're thinking of circumference.
What is your circumference?
Well, the circumference. What's Bob Costas' circumference? Maybe I would let him stick his pink eye on me. Air rifle. So yes, the USA's first medal this year was in guns, which makes total sense.
Well, we do love them here.
We do.
See,
guns are like cocks.
We watched what was it? David Cross had a new comedy special, and you guys
like to laugh at things.
Yeah, I do that. But the thing is, like, he talks about, controversial topics, etc. And he goes into gun control a bunch as well. And he's like, I agree with what he says about guns. See, I'm not a take your guns away kind of guy.
You're not coming to steal their guns.
I'm not gonna steal your guns. I don't want them. Fucking keep them.
Yeah.
But there's got to be some sort of something in place. We need to figure something out.
Yeah.
Because
I'm coming to take your assault rifles. I'll just be right honest.
I don't know. What I hope and is that people will get this assault rifle and put it immediately in their mouth and blow out their brains.
Make it nice
and easy.
You know what? They should also, in the interest of furthering our arts program in the country, they should put a big blank white canvas behind them when they do it, and we'll sell the blood.
That'll be as controversial as Piss Christ. Remember that one?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember Piss Christ? Look it up, kids.
Oh, what was Piss Christ?
Piss Christ was, I think, I don't know if it was a painting or what. Let me just look it up. I have my
Piss
computer.
Christ. Oh,
Piss
Steve
Christ.
has a computer this week. That's
I typed piss crust.
Piss Christ.
And Pizza Hut came up.
I don't think that's that far off the mark. I'm not a big Pizza Hut or Papa Gino's fan. I don't like the fast food pizza.
All right, so Piss Christ is a 1987 photograph by the American artist and photographer Andre Serrano.
Oh.
And it depicts a small plastic crucifix.
Is there a picture? I gotta get it up for a second.
It is a photograph. Okay. You see it? It's a plastic crucifix submerged in a glass of the artist's urine.
Oh.
The piece was a winner of the Southeastern Center for Contemporary Arts Award in Visual Arts Competition, which is sponsored by the National Endowment for the Arts, a United States government agency that offers support and funding for artistic projects without controlling content. Without controlling content. Consent doesn't make any goddamn sense.
He drowned himself.
I almost read that entire thing without screwing up until the last word.
I'm very proud of you. Did you know he drowned himself in piss for your sins?
Who?
He.
Jesus. So yeah, like what the fuck were we talking about? Oh yeah, like the art
rifles.
that would be created by someone shooting themselves
with an automatic weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. The multiple holes that would it end up in one hole, or would it like a bunch of holes in the back of their head?
Well, it depends on what kind of bullet they were using.
Well, I mean, it's an automatic weapon. I mean, it's like they're gonna go hit the They hit the button. There's like a button on a gun, right?
It's a trigger.
It's a trigger. Okay, that's what it's called.
Trigger warnings, people. I'm talking about triggers.
We were talking about David Cross and gun control.
Yeah,
and,
so he doesn't want to take guns away, but just having some sort of fucking
common sense,
and or humanity in the situation. I'm not going to try to regurgitate his bit. I'd say watch it. It's out on fucking Netflix now. But you can pay me later, David Cross, for all the 2 or 3 extra watches you'll get from this.
I'm not going to watch it. I don't like to laugh at things.
Yeah, well, we've all proved.
That's funny that I say that, because one of the reasons I theoretically haven't watched the Patton Oswalt special that's been out now for a couple of months is because I didn't want to cry at the thought of him. So I guess I should watch that because I like being sad.
Yeah, so watch. Well, it's still really funny, despite the fact that it's some of the things that he says that reference his family are kind of sad.
Yes. He wrote a post.
He was actually in the Art of the Deal.
The Art of the Deal. Was that another thing on you like to laugh at on?
Yeah, I like to laugh at it on the Netflix.
On the Netflix.
It was basically pretending it was they pretended that it was a thing that was made in the 80s.
Okay. Yeah.
Although it was very inconsistent about the time frames that it was.
It was set in.
Yeah, and it's just it's referencing these things that's taking place in the 70s, and for some reason Alf is there. So, spoilers.
Alf, Alf is kind of transcendent.
Basically, it was a quote unquote made for TV movie that was preempted by Monday Night Football, which was a bad Colts Browns game.
Aren't they all? Well, Peyton Manning wasn't on the team then, so
I feel bad for the Browns.
You feel bad for all of us who have to watch Peyton Manning in fucking commercials now?
No, I don't. No, he was in fucking ads before he retired.
You were fucking done with him, and now somebody pointed this out to me. I think my
Chicken
dad pointed
parm, you taste so good.
Nationwide, your kid just died.
Listen to our Super Bowl episode to get that one in.
Yeah. Somebody pointed this out to me. I think my dad, maybe it's because we were watching the Olympics and it's a sporting event and therefore there's going to be a commercial with Peyton Manning in it because, sports. Oh, but it just occurred to me as I thought I was done with that fuckhead and now I probably get even more of him because he's going to be making his money on commercials.
Well, at least he wasn't in at least it wasn't him and Papa John busting ghosts.
Showing each other their pink eyes.
No, stop saying pink eye like that. I don't think people need to hear that.
No, they don't have to imagine Peyton Manning's pink eye rubbing against Papa John's.
No,
that's ungodly.
Well, the thing is, there's been allegations that his wife had steroids delivered to their house. It was on. It was on
You're perfect Peyton Manning.
And it was just his wife did it. This is alleged here. I don't know. I heard it on. I think it was Al Jazeera sports,
that sounds very vaguely Arabic.
This was a thing that
I hear from Donald Trump. You can't trust those Middle Eastern.
Yeah, that's probably why that story went nowhere. But for some reason, as Bill Burr refers to it, as a cunt hair's worth of air removed from a fucking football became national news for an entire year.
And now we lose our quarterback for 4 games.
Yeah. I hope we win every fucking game without him.
I hope so.
And then we set up the new guy because Brady's. I hate to say that he's getting old because he's not that fucking old. For a football player, yeah, but for a human being, no.
I'm getting old, and he's the same age as me.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I said for a football player, he's old, but for a human being, he's not.
Thank you for that.
Yes, you're a human being as well, Chris. But you're thankfully not a football.
That means I'm a football player.
No.
I can't imagine me playing football.
Yeah, I could not either.
Yeah. I don't think I'd be any good as a tight end.
You could. The only position I could imagine you playing is the kicker.
Yeah, I could probably do that.
I don't think you. I still don't think you'd be good at that.
No,
so.
I doubt it. Maybe I could play I'd be a good O lineman, right?
Yes.
For one play, get completely trampled by some 400-pound dude on the other side. That'd be fun.
No, because the thing is, I don't even think the NFL would pay for any sort of the injury that you sustained. They'd be like, well, your concussions that caused you to have mental illness or whatever else.
They're your fault.
Your fault, not ours. We can't. Our giant multi-billion-dollar corporation can't be held liable for the injuries that you
nor for our taxes.
Yeah, why would they need to pay fucking taxes or anything? Just as a business organization.
Well, they're a religious organization.
Yeah, because they broadcast on Sundays. Fuck you.
I don't know what it is. I'd love someone to explain to me their tax exempt status. Ugh,
but no, because they need to pay these overpriced players.
Who are deflating footballs and injecting things into their bodies because they feel like they can't compete any other goddamn way.
Right. But the thing is, if you look at baseball, and
I'd rather not, but for the sake of this anecdote, I will.
All right. So back in 94, we had the baseball strike. I think it was either 94, 95, right. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
This is recent history, so maybe I won't screw it up as much as I normally do. So we had the baseball strike, and people weren't going to baseball games after the strike because they were pissed off.
Yes.
And I can remember, and I probably have said this countless times to many people, but I remember getting Red Sox tickets because I upsized my value meal at Wendy's.
Yeah, I think you have mentioned that before.
So I paid 39 cents for 2 tickets to a Red Sox game.
That's how desperate they were.
Yes, and we got tickets. I mean, there were bleacher seats, but
sure,
I got them for basically nothing, and there was nobody in the stands that day, and the Red Sox weren't doing spectacular in '95. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't remember, but sounds right.
Yeah, I think they had Canseco at the time.
Oh, they had Canseco.
I think Noma might have just started on the team.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So either that or it might have been the season after that, maybe 96.
Okay.
Because then everybody was like, Noma! That's a perfect thing to say as a Boston guy.
That's a very good thing to say.
And yeah, but then, what was it? The fucking home run, Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa.
That guy, yeah, juiced up.
Juiced up guys. Well, McGwire, it was most likely that he was on the juice. I don't know if there was actual proof.
Right.
But Sammy Sosa, maybe not so much. He might have been using a corked bat, something like that. People were saying.
Yeah.
But those guys gunning for the home run record.
I remember that.
That season, that summer, I think it was the 96 or 97 season, that got people interested in baseball again.
Guys cheating.
Yeah, well, they didn't care,
right.
or at least Major League Baseball didn't care,
right.
because it was getting people back in the stands and getting people back watching the fucking baseball games on television and getting ad revenue for this fucking thing that they own. They're like, well, we don't care. But then, flash forward, what is it? How many years? Almost 20 years,
something like that. Yeah,
or 20 years. Yeah,
20 years.
20 years.
My high school graduation reunion last year.
Flash forward 20 years, then everybody's like, we can't let people do performance enhancing. Blah blah blah. The integrity of the game. Blah blah blah. You fucking morons.
The game is integrous. Integral. Has integrity.
There you go. Thank you.
Nomar Garcia his MLB debut was August 31st, 1996.
Ooh, I was right. Yeah. For the Red Sox.
Okay.
Yeah. So he came through our farm system then, huh? If he was in August.
Yeah. It says teams: Red Sox, Cubs, Dodgers, Athletics. Does it have? Let's see. Major League. He was first round pick in 1994.
For the Sox. Okay.
Yep. Following a successful career at Georgia Tech, played in minor leagues for 3 years, 94 in Sarasota, 95 in Trenton, and 96 in Pawtucket. Pawtucket. We have great names for our accent, Pawtucket.
Well, I think it just sort of those names evolved as the accent evolved over time.
Yeah. Boston.
We don't have good Boston accents. We're really bad at them, actually.
Lowell for you, kids. Chelmsford. That's the fun one.
Yeah.
Because, Chelmsford? What is that?
Hey, everybody. We grew up in Chelmsford. Look it up. It has a town erection. We talked about it a couple weeks ago.
It's not pink.
It's not a pink erection, no.
It's not a pink erection. Ooh, pink erection.
I was actually talking about pink. You don't remember, at the last Olympics, Bob Costas having pink eye?
I do remember.
Oh, okay.
I do remember.
I thought you were just like, I need to talk about Cox for now.
No. I thought everyone understood Bob Costas and pink eye. And I mean, that's part of why Bob Costas in Rio seems so weird, because of all of the problems that Rio has had, possibly bad water and nothing being ready. And I know that, if the Olympics in 2024 had been held in Boston, we would have been perfect. We would have.
I thought it was going to be 2020.
No, 2020 is Tokyo.
Oh, so we weren't in competition with Tokyo?
No, we weren't in competition for that.
The one that we were going to go for was 2024.
Yes, and that is still in, they're still trying to figure it out. And I think Los Angeles is the United States' entry into that competition. I think it's sometime next year.
When was the last time we had it here?
Atlanta, 96.
Wasn't that the World Cup?
The last Olympics was 96. In the U.S. was, wait a minute. That's not true. We might have had the Winter Olympics in Salt Lake somewhere since then. But the last Summer Olympics in the United States was 96 in Atlanta.
Hotlanta.
When
did we have World Cup here? I'm going to look it up. I have a computer.
I don't know. I know that I know for a fact we must have had Salt Lake City, and I don't remember what year that was. So we've had the Winter Olympics in the years since, which doesn't seem like, I don't know. I don't recall the Winter Olympics ever seeming like as much of a clusterfuck as the Summer Olympics. It's always the Summer Olympics where the city isn't ready, and no matter how big the city is and how good their infrastructure is, it seems like we're always talking about how things aren't good. I didn't really realize how much trouble the Olympics caused until Boston was a candidate city, and I was excited, and literally every other person I spoke to was like, no, we do not want the Olympics in our fair.
All right, so the World Cup was in the United States in 1994.
Okay.
Which explains the 1994 pinball machine World Cup soccer.
Explains a lot. The Olympics. Do you watch any of it?
I haven't watched a single second of it, no.
We watched some swimming and male gymnastics last night.
Did they have the ribbon? Or it wasn't rhythmic gymnastics?
No.
Was it martial arts rhythmic gymnastics?
No, there was a lot of Brazilian dudes who were really pumped, really psyched.
Just a lot of upper body?
A lot of upper body strength, yeah. And Stephanie and I were trying to figure out, like, especially once we got to the swimming, what makes swimmers kind of have this weird physique. Because they have, like, massive shoulders and back muscles. And then everything else is muscular, but not anywhere near as muscular as their, like, shoulders and backs. And so they kind of look awkward. They're tall and lanky, except for that one set of muscles. The gymnastics guys seem to be more like evenly built all around.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I'm glad you're inspecting these guys for their physique.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with inspecting guys' physiques.
I didn't say there was anything wrong. I said I'm glad you're doing it.
You're glad I'm doing it because it's for science.
Yes.
For the show.
Yeah.
No, the Brazilian guys were really psyched. I guess they did all right the last time around, but this time, it's their home court, their home field. How's that work? It's not a field. It's not a court. Their home gym.
Home whatever.
Their Homer Simpson. No, they were doing great. And then I think the Japanese team was on at around the same time. They were doing well as well. Was
there any team that was doing poorly?
Not that I saw. And I think that might have to do with how NBC broadcasts it. I think they're only really broadcasting the teams that stand a chance. They're not spending a lot of time on people sucking.
I think the last time I watched any of the Olympics was back when I was living in North Carolina, and I remember going over to Yucko's house and watching a little bit of the Summer Games.
The Summer Games. Did you ever play? Was it a Nintendo game or was it like even a computer game? There was like a Summer Games.
It was a Nintendo. Well, I think it was on the computer too.
The Langworthies had that.
Oh, yeah. It might have been a computer game. I think it is a computer game as well. But the NES port of both Summer Games and I think the subsequent Winter Games was one of I think Winter Games is worse. I think Summer Games was actually playable, but like the Winter Games, I think it was one of the ones that was one of the infamous angry video game nerds.
Oh, that's right. That sounds familiar.
That he was very upset about not being able to play because certain games, like, you don't necessarily know what you need to do and it's not intuitive.
I think that's still true today. The Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games was one of the games that we got with our Wii, the Christmas that we got the Wii. That was 2009.
Which is just nuts to think about because back when we were kids, Mario and Sonic could not be farther away from each other.
No, but now
now they're just competing with each other in a friendly competition.
Yeah.
At the where was it? Vancouver.
That was going to be the 2010 games.
So that was Vancouver.
Yeah.
They didn't have any fucking snow.
No, but it's just my kids will occasionally want to play that one, and it's for the same reason that when they want to play Wii Party or Mario Party or whatever, that they're not very good at the games. I'm not very good at the mini games. The controls aren't that.
Are they using a motion controller?
I don't know if that one is taking advantage of the motion controller. Now that I think about it,
the thing is, like, at least like I know with Mario Party or games like that.
Yeah.
There's a sort of instructional.
Yes, and those ones are a little bit better
because they actually, this is what you need to do to play the game. And it may be intentionally difficult because like these little mini games are supposed to be really difficult because I mean I don't know.
The rest of the game isn't all that difficult. The rest of the game is like luck and board game type stuff usually in those, and the mini game is where the real skill is involved. I think what bothers me about those, as opposed to the Olympic Games, is when I was playing Wii Party on Friday with Melody.
That sounds like R. Kelly's like a party he would have.
That's gross. Was it Wii Party or Mario Party? I think it was Wii Party. Yeah, we were playing Board Game Island, I think. And anytime there was a game that Melody couldn't play, she basically demanded that I not play it at all, and I play for her. So my character would always come in last, and Melody's would come in first because I would be playing for Melody.
Wow.
If she could play, she would play, and generally speaking, we have the computer players set to easy, and she would come in second and I would come in first, or if I was feeling charitable, I would let her.
Well, the trick is, like, like with anything that's skill-based, you don't get better by not doing it.
I know, yeah.
You gotta be like, hey, you're never gonna get better if you don't do it.
Oh, that's been my whole goddamn week, Steve. I gotta tell you.
Well, preach to me, brother.
So Melody, the kids got sent home.
You should definitely call the episode "Preach to Me, Brother."
The kids at the beginning of the school year end of the school year got sent home with these sheets. They like nice little like treescape. But set on the trees were these bunch of little circles that they could fill in for a reading challenge. So every time they read 15 minutes, they could fill in a circle. And the school sent this home without any other real instruction. And I kind of took it as read that meant we were supposed to get them to try to read every day for 15 minutes. Now, Kaylee my older daughter is entering 5th grade, and she's been reading for years now. She's pretty comfortable with it. And as long as I give her a little gentle encouragement to put down her iPad for a while, she will read for 15 minutes. She'll actually like it. No big deal.
Sometimes maybe even for more than 15 minutes?
Sometimes even for more. Not often, but sometimes. Melody, on the other hand, going back to this, what spawned this anecdote, she hates doing anything that she can't do perfectly, which means she doesn't like to try, which means she never gets good at new things because she is afraid of failing. So she's having a very hard time reading, coupled with we don't have a ton of stuff that seems to interest her, which I'm going to try to work on. But
it's not like you don't live a mile away from the library.
From the library, yeah.
Oh fuck! I just told everybody where you lived.
Hey, there's a lot of.
There's a big circumference
there.
There.
Circle. You're talking about a mile circumference there, or radius, or however the fuck that works. Anyone know that I sucked at math, geometry in particular. Anyway, so she does not want to read with me. It's a struggle every day, and it's that same thing. It's like you can't get better at any skill, as you said, unless you work at it. And
what was it? I think Penn Jillette, a famous atheist and magician.
That's also a good title.
I forget the exact amount, but I think it might have been 10,000 hours it takes to master something.
Yes, and I've heard that in other places. Yeah.
So basically, he before he became a magician and started working with Teller, who's he's the silent of the two,
right.
But he's also the guy that develops the illusions that they do, and and so, but he used to just do juggling and other things. He's like, I wasn't great at juggling when I first started it, and
can't imagine.
I and it just took many hours of me doing this to get better.
Yes,
it's he's probably well past the 10,000 hours.
I would imagine at this point,
required to be a master juggler
right.
at this point. So, and the same could be said about anything. I back in the day, I used to say that I sucked at pinball. Mm-hmm. And
you don't say that anymore?
I don't really, because I'm not that bad.
Right, yeah.
In comparison to...
You've joked about it here and there.
Yeah, but I've gotten better because I play it so much.
Right.
And learning, watching fucking people playing it on TV, and learning different skills and different learning that, like, when you get a multi-ball or whatever, not to flip like cradle just because you have like 3 or 4 balls in play.
Yeah.
Just cradle like 1 or 2 of them, depending on how many you can get on a flipper.
Cradling your balls.
Cradling the balls. We've talked about cradling the balls before. And then use the other flipper to work on the shots that you need to make with the one other ball that you have. And like, if you lose that one other ball, you still have like the 2 that are on the other flipper. Or if you lose the other ball, you still have the one on the other flipper. And you're not going to make that error that a lot of people that are playing the game make, is that like trying to make that last shot in a multi-ball and then losing that ball as well. And then you went from 3 balls to none, and now you're getting that bonus tick, and you're like, fuck.
I thought you were about to say boner tick, because my mind
stop thinking about penis so much.
Well, you was talking about cradling the balls, and then I heard you say like the flipper, and I was like, oh, cradle. One hand's cradling the flipper, the other one's cradling the balls, and
there's 2 flippers.
There's 2. Woo-wee. Somebody's in for a fun time if you got 2 flippers.
Yes. I'm not going to acknowledge that with more of a response.
Do you think, what was her name? The woman who won? I got to find out now.
The shooting?
Ginny Thrasher. That's a name. Ginny Thrasher.
Jesus Christ.
Was the winner of the first gold medal. You think she shot a gun for 10,000 hours?
Probably.
Probably?
Yeah, I don't think you become an Olympian like I just decided one day to just pick up running 10 kilometers and then shooting a gun or whatever the fuck she does with or shooting really well.
Yeah.
You don't fucking just magically become good. You might have an aptitude for it.
Right. Yeah.
Which some people do, but you're not immediately going to be an expert.
Like, well, I think that it's true in pretty much all endeavors, and
I mean, we've been doing this for like how many hours now? Not quite 10,000.
104.
104
or 105.
105 hours. So we still got a long way to go before we're podcast masters.
Yes. But I think that's one of those important things to realize, is that the same thing we're talking about with sports or with pinball is true of art as well. Like you don't get to be a great writer. You might have aptitude. You might have some little bit of skill, but if you don't practice if you
don't go through the process of learning the idea of storytelling and like different ways you can do it and different ways to, and you can obviously, if you're a talent, you can branch out from those stereotypical. I don't want to say stereotypical, but those I don't want to say that like when I say stereotypical and common, I that associates with boring, and I don't want to make it seem people writing a story that is like linear or whatever is boring, because it could be compelling.
But to branch out from the basics.
The basics. Thank you, Chris, for helping me out with my language.
I'm trying. I got about 9,000 hours.
What 9,000?
9,000. How long till pinball and storytelling become Olympic sports?
That would be great. Neither of us, I think, would be Olympians.
No, probably not. No, but that's one of the things. There are some Olympic sports where I wonder, especially like in the Winter Olympics, when they're doing something like figure skating, which seems very much to be an artistic endeavor as opposed to a sport. I realize there's a lot of athleticism in figure skating,
but there's also a lot of art there.
Yeah, and so whenever, like, Steph loves to watch figure skating during the Winter Olympics, I have a hard time because I hate listening to the commentators.
The commentators are boring, and usually the musical selections aren't necessarily great.
It's never Bob Costas. I mean,
he's like, I rubbed my eyes all over the girl over there is clam, and now I have pink eye. It wasn't her vagina. She had clams, and I rubbed my eyes on them.
Today in the 100 meter, I can't do it. I wish. I feel like it would be pretty easy to learn Bob Costas, but I've never tried. I haven't spent 10,000 hours
listening to Bob Costas and trying to get his voice down.
I probably have spent not 10,000 hours, but I've spent a lot of time. I used to love Bob Costas' voice. He's
He's a good sports announcer.
He can make pretty much anything sound interesting
or sad. He always has that sad part.
He does have that sad part.
Like of every story that he ever does, ever.
Yeah. But where I lost it. And I didn't even get horribly off topic.
We were actually on topic still.
I know. But I lost the thread. I lost the point. Maybe if I'd gone horribly off topic.
You're making my point.
You're making my point. He was a good man.
Bob Costas was.
And thorough.
Oh yes, there's your segue.
I don't know. Bob Costas is thorough.
All right, so let's talk about one of our favorite topics here on Horribly Off Topic.
How long till bowling is an Olympic sport?
I'm surprised it's not. Like they occasionally have some weird
See, we were talking.
So basically, curling is like ice bowling.
Yeah.
Well, it's ice shuffleboard, basically.
But we were talking about like Wii games, right? And the games that make the most sense, like Wii Sports Resort, makes a lot of sense because like bowling and frisbee and like all these, like that takes advantage of that system. But those
breaking your TV.
So yeah, I mean, anyway, that was me getting us horribly off topic because I brought up bowling. I brought up bowling because there were two stories this week related to the Big Lebowski, which was, of course, where he is a good man and thorough comes from.
She was talking about her doctor.
She was talking about her doctor, who looks at Jeffrey Lebowski, not the Big Lebowski, but the dude. The Big Lebowski, however.
Do you know the name of the actor?
Shit. I lost it. I did know it the other day, but the Big Lebowski. What about the Big Lebowski, Steve?
Well, I don't remember his name either, and I was using that time of you fumbling.
Well, I mean, me fumbling around for something. You're using that time. You're using it wisely because it makes you so sad that you don't remember his name. Fucked it up. It makes you so sad that you're having to dig deep to be able to even say his name because you're fighting back the tears. I mean, it's a little bit of an emotional thing because we're big fans of the movie and. I got nothing.
Keep going.
We're big fans of the film and of Lebowski's in general. And
God damn it! Okay, David Huddleston.
Okay. I was gonna say, well, we might be out of our element.
David Huddleston was the actor who played the Big Lebowski, and he passed away this past week. He passed in the past week.
He passed in the past week. So obviously, and he was he famous for other things other than Lebowski?
I could click on him.
He
was in Santa Claus the movie.
Okay.
He was in Blazing Saddles.
Mm-hmm.
That is a famous film.
Was he in that before the wheelchair or after the wheelchair? Or
was he in a wheelchair?
No, or not wheelchair, but wasn't he?
I don't think he was in a wheelchair.
What's it? I don't know. I thought one of the headlines I read was something about him. Making more of a name for himself than any other person in a wheelchair. Maybe it wasn't a wheelchair. I don't know.
Well, he was in a wheelchair in The Big Lebowski,
right?
But he was the mayor of Rock Ridge,
Maryland,
in Blazing Saddles.
Oh, Blazing Saddles. Never seen it. So
you've never seen Blazing Saddles?
No.
What the fuck, man?
It's always fun to throw out these ones that I've never seen. I should go through, I don't know, like the AFI list of films everyone's supposed to have seen, and I'm sure Blazing Saddles is on there.
Yeah.
But it's more. See, there are other ones that are not considered classics by the sort of the academic people or the film critics or whatever that all of people of our generation have seen. That I'll go, I've never seen it, and. So I don't know how I would go through the whole process of being like, yep, here are all the movies I'm supposed to have seen that I haven't seen, but I should do that someday.
Didn't Patton Oswalt have a book, and I'm bringing this up, so I don't think it counts.
Okay.
About his obsession with watching movies.
He did, yes. I forget what that was called, but
I think I heard him interviewed about it when the book came out, and he was just it was getting to a point where it was overwhelming my life. Having to he felt like he needed to see he needed to watch movies people feel like they need to catch Pokemon.
Okay, he needed to watch them all.
Yes.
I heard he is going to. 'Cause I forget how many days it's been since his. We mentioned this earlier, I think, since his wife passed. But he's speaking of books. He's going to try to get her book finished and put out, which I thought was
a la Robert
cool.
Jordan.
Yeah.
So it's going to be by him and his wife.
and his wife. But I would think that Patton Oswalt is probably a better writer than Brandon Sanderson.
People say that Sanderson's work, on the Robert Jordan books, well, I've only heard this from a couple people.
Yeah.
But the ones that he wrote, like at the end, were better than the latter half of the Jordan ones.
I mean, he did have to write like 3 or 4 of them to wrap it all up. I wonder if that was just because he had to actually tell the story that Jordan spent like 20 years not telling.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Stephanie is working her way through
the series again.
The series again now. Yeah, now that she has all the books.
She didn't have them all before?
She
was trying to catch them all like Pokemon? There's only 14 of them, right?
There's a lot. There's a lot of those.
Or is it 15?
Some authors just don't know when to stop.
Just like, or some authors just don't know when to finish. Are we almost done?
We got about 20 minutes.
20 minutes? Jesus.
We can try to make it short.
No, it's fine. We can do another 20 minutes. Yeah. I thought we were talking for a while now.
We were talking for a while now too.
You sure the timer isn't off?
No, it says we're at 41 minutes and 10 seconds right now. We talked about the gold medals and guns.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were talking about what? About
Lebowski.
Lebowski, yeah. So the other story that came out this week about Lebowski was that,
David Huddleston, we're glad that we got to see you in films, and we're sad that you're gone.
Yes.
Yada yada yada.
He will apparently.
That was the worst eulogy ever.
That was the worst eulogy ever.
you yada 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 the rest of the eulogy.
Yada yada yada. He will apparently not be in the Big Lebowski sequel if such a thing ever happens, but Jeff Bridges will. Jeff Bridges, this is the other headline, more than happy to play the dude again in Big Lebowski sequel.
So I guess the Coens, if they have that written, and they were just waiting for Jeff Bridges to give the thumbs up.
Yeah, then they're all set.
I don't know if they're the kind of guys that are going to want to do a sequel, and I don't know if I want to see a Big Lebowski 2 that's not written by them.
I don't know if I want to see a sequel at all. I kind of feel like,
But the thing is, like, they had their hands in the Fargo series, but that series had nothing to do with the movie.
Got it, yeah.
And so it's not like it was an extension of the film. It was just a completely different story that happens in that general region.
Yeah. Well, so here's how... Bridges got into discussing this with, I guess, apparently Business Insider. Says a sequel to The Big Lebowski has been a rumor over the past 5 years, mainly fueled by actor John Turturro, who suggested an idea for a spin-off film featuring his character, Jesus Quintana. Well,
just him being a fucking pederast.
While the Coen brothers went on to rubbish any notion of a sequel, it's now emerged that one person who quite likes the idea of a follow-up is the film's lead, Jeff Bridges. Moreover, the actor would even be up for reprising his role as the dude. Quote, I've heard that for years, John's saying that. I think it's a great idea, Bridges told Business Insider. Yeah, it might be fun playing a little cameo as the dude. I'm hoping they make a little Lebowski because it's all set up. I impregnated Maude, as the stranger says. There's a little Lebowski on the way now, you know? And I had read elsewhere, but I guess it's not in this article in particular.
That Tara Reid really wants to do it.
Oh, no doubt about that.
She's like, I just did Sharknado 4, and I really want to do a film that isn't a piece of shit.
She was in American Reunion.
I really want to do a film that isn't a piece of shit.
Have you seen American Reunion?
I think. I think so.
Okay.
I don't remember a second of it, but I think it happened. It was in my brain.
Yeah. It's where
we're not having another American Pie episode.
Jim accidentally almost does something with his with the girl he used to babysit, who's now like 18.
Oh, I remember it now. Yes.
Yeah.
Because him and his wife are having
some troubles
after the kids, right?
Yep. After the kid. I think
the kid. All right, whatever. So after the kid.
Charlie Chaplin.
They named him Charlie Chaplin?
No, that's Charlie Chaplin was the kid.
Oh.
Deep knowledge.
Cinematic history.
I have seen Charlie Chaplin, apparently. Not
You've seen The Kid?
Not Blazing Saddles, but... What? Oh, that's a good question. What's his ass's filmography? What ones have you seen, Mel Brooks?
Mel Brooks movies?
Yeah. I don't think I ever saw the original Producers, but I did sit through the film version.
I really like the original Producers.
I just typed in Mel Producer.
Mel Producer.
I
really like the original Producers. I like Gene Wilder and Zero Mostel. I like their chemistry together.
Yeah.
They work really well. I haven't seen the Nathan Lane, Matthew Broderick reinterpretation of it, but it seems like something that I would despise.
Yeah, I don't recall liking it all that much. I think it was one of the last.
I've never really much liked Nathan Lane.
I can see what's happening.
Like, I think the only thing that I was all right with was him in The Lion King.
And they don't have a clue. They'll fall in love. We had help off mic, but you couldn't hear it enough. So I'm just leaving it to you out there. My kids and I do that one all the time. We'll be on a hike. The kids will be like completely pissed off that we're making them hike, and I'll just start singing that part of The Lion King. And they're like, ugh. It's like, I don't know. They can't not give me the callback lines. So, I have seen Spaceballs. Have you seen Spaceballs?
I love Spaceballs. Okay. That's one of my favorite. I think that one hit it right, just the right time for me. Like it being, I think I was like 10 or 11 when that came out. Mm-hmm. So it was just like, this is going to be one of the ones that I really like for the rest of my life, and will watch whenever it's on.
History of the World.
Yes, I've seen it.
I don't think I've seen that. Silent Movie?
Silent Movie is what I missed.
Okay. I don't think I've seen that one either.
I like how we went from David Huddleston to just Mel Brooks.
Yeah, Young Frankenstein.
Yes.
That's where the song Walk This Way came from.
Of course. It wasn't from Run DMC and Aerosmith.
No, but it was Aerosmith was recording their album Toys in the Attic in New York City, and they had been up all night, and they went to go check out at some, as I recall, and I might be incorrect about this, at some divey cinema in Times Square. They went to go see the then new Young Frankenstein, and Steven Tyler heard him say the words "Walk This Way" in the movie, and he went and then scrawled out the lyrics to the song that night.
But they didn't have a #1 hit until that fucking asteroid movie.
I don't want to close my eyes. Yeah, fucking assholes.
You should get your dad on the show and talking about how
Aerosmith ripped him off or something.
Yeah. Ooh. Your dad's Howard Stern.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, so yesterday we managed to get him into. There was a big family gathering at my house yesterday, and we managed to get him into the family room where we were playing Rock Band with, I forget what it was. Maybe Smoke on the Water? I don't know. It was something with a really a bass line that my dad was crazy about. We had all the kids in the room. It was crazy. We had the mic. We had the guitar, because when I got Rock Band, that was the thing, was the guitar. Kaylee's ukulele, and my dad had his bass out. Of course, the ukulele. The real instruments were completely out of tune. Had my dad gotten on the mic, he would have been completely out of tune too.
Yes. I've heard him sing before. Yes, that is very true.
The fact that I can even moderately sing surprises everybody in my family, because they're like, "Where?"
I think your brother can sing too.
Well, no, I'm not. I wasn't saying it, but
maybe the combination of your mother and your father
canceled out
the
no singing gene.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never heard my mom sing all that much, so maybe she has a decent voice.
Yeah, she's just hiding it.
Yeah.
And you guys inherited that from her.
That one.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't trying to say my brother can't sing. I'm sure he can.
Yeah, I think I've definitely heard him at karaoke at other times. Sorry.
Throat bubble.
Just kind of vomited on the microphone.
No.
I've heard him sing before at karaoke, and he's done a good job.
I'm trying to remember that. There's only one night that I think I've seen him do karaoke, and that was Rob's bachelorette
party.
That was the same night that
Hear that, Rob's wife that occasionally listens to my show? I called your husband a woman.
That was the one night I went into I forget what square in what town we were in around Boston for that. But
I like how I referred to her as Rob's wife. I know her name, but I'm not going to say it on the show.
Right, in case
just in case she, people. Actually, no, because like people in their deductive reasoning, like back in the early episodes of the show, there was people. You were talking about going to the 7-Eleven near your old house.
Yes, right.
And my buddy Mike started listening, and he started listening at the beginning of he's like, I know where Chris lives. And I'm like, he doesn't live there anymore. And then he like told me where, and I'm like, I looked it up, and I'm like, nope, you're wrong.
You're wrong. Wrong one.
So like the detective work that people are going to put in isn't necessarily there. So Bethany, if you're listening Rob's wife, Bethany, if you're listening to this, yes, I totally zinged your husband.
Yeah. Well, wherever we were in and around Boston, John and I got there, my brother and I got there early.
What is this?
Oh, thank you.
We just got cookies.
Cookies. John and I got there early, and we went into a. I got to shut up to eat mine.
No, I'm eating mine now, so you're gonna have to talk.
John and I went into a vegan pizza place.
John, your brother or
my
John?
brother. My brother John. We were there early. We were going to get dinner beforehand. I went into a vegan pizza place because my brother's vegan.
What, in Alston?
Yes, in Alston. Yes, that's where it was. And so we go in and we're waiting for our pizza. Because while I'm not vegan, I'm not opposed to eating a vegan thing. And I'm about to pick up a pamphlet, and my brother slaps my hand. He's like, "Don't read that." It's because my brother, while he is vegan, is not trying to make anybody else be vegan, and actually at times has seemed to actively not want any of us to read or experience the same things he did that made him go that way.
The kind of things that you would watch to good. The kind of things that you would watch to become a vegan are just like watching like slaughterhouse footage. Could you not eat into the mic? Or like slaughterhouse footage and like things like that. Well, you haven't yet.
Okay.
Slaughterhouse footage, or like just seeing how cute these little animals are before they get murdered, and then we get to eat them.
I have
there's certain things that I don't like because of like veal. I will avoid it because I don't want to think about this cow that's just unable to move, and to make it nice and tender, and then I eat it because of that. Like that kind of fucking makes me nuts, and I don't like it so much. And as much as lamb is delicious, like baby sheep, I don't know.
Yeah. So we went to the vegan pizza place, and then we went to that karaoke place, and
Do Re Mi. I don't think it's there anymore.
That was the first time I'd been to a karaoke place, maybe ever. Now that I think about it.
I think they have one I know they have one in Boston. I think it's Limelight Studios or something like that.
But that was yes, I think that's right. That was the first time I'd been to one, and I realized since I'd seen Bill Murray, Scarlett Johansson movie,
Lost in Translation.
Yes, that one. And I didn't think those were actually real, or at least not real in the United States. So the fact that there were like little rooms where you could go do karaoke instead of a big open bar, I was like, oh, I got to do this more often. And then I never did again. And then the next time I did karaoke, it was live band karaoke at a bar.
Where did you do that? Up in New Hampshire?
Oh, sorry, no. I did do live piano karaoke a couple times in New Hampshire, but the live band karaoke was somewhere on Lansdowne Street.
Look out on Lansdowne Street. Chris is doing live band karaoke. Can you believe it? Mm-hmm. That was it. You shouldn't have just took a bite just then.
I can talk to you.
You took a big bite, too.
I can talk to your cookie.
Yeah, you could.
You don't want me to?
I need a drink. You better hurry up.
All right. Well,
what else is left on the list?
Me eating cookies.
We're phoning this one in.
Oh, okay. This is a good thing to finish on because we have two choices here. I'm not going to do that one.
Okay. Executive decision.
So two choices. Oh, that one just went away. We could talk about the election, which I know everyone is dying to hear us talk about.
Yeah, because apparently we didn't do a shitty job talking about politics last week.
Apparently.
So we need to redeem ourselves and say moronic things that like our listeners will hate.
Or we can talk about this photo that I found just before we started recording that we thought was photoshopped, and then we found an interview and discovered it was real. But of course, this is an audio podcast.
Yeah, so pictures. No, let's just talk about politics.
I don't really want to, but
it's just like, like you have to, like, what if like the people that are listening don't even bother trying to talk. You just took an enormous bite. The people that are listening to the show, like, are maybe listening in their cars while they're on their way to work. Mm-hmm. They can't necessarily. We don't want to like make them look at their phones.
But we could paint a verbal picture. Isn't that part of what we do?
No. Here's a person sitting on another person as she's whipping him in the buttocks.
And those people would happen to be Mary Tyler Moore and Dick Van Dyke.
Yes. Because you made the decision. Executive decision. Mm-hmm. We can just link that clip from Conan, and then we don't have to say anything about it. Because we don't have. It's not like we have Dick Van Dyke on the show. Mm-mm. Or what was your dad's joke?
Yeah, he said what was Dick Van Dyke's name before he moved to Hollywood, and the answer was Penis the Lesbian.
Penis the Lesbian?
No, Penis the, like D-E, Penis the Lesbian.
Penis the Lesbian.
Because my dad is hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny. Dick Van Dyke apparently had no idea what he was getting into when he got down on all fours and let Mary Tyler Moore get on top of him. With a riding crop in all leather.
It was a motorcycle picture.
Motorcycle thing.
Yeah, motorcycle thing.
There's the title.
So just click the damn link on the show notes that links to the Conan clip, and then you can actually have this be funny.
Yeah. Now we can talk about politics for 3 minutes and 25 seconds.
Perfect. Go.
Donald Trump.
He has plummeted in the polls since the conventions are over. It's probably because exactly what Brian said, even though I was still scared, that he is not going to do well in a general election because he's too caustic of an individual.
And of course, a lot of the speculation that I saw this week was about what happens if he implodes, if he...
You mean he hasn't already?
Can he drop out, things like that, and... I don't know. I mean, it is an election where I feel like we are on uncharted territory.
I've never heard of an election where like people in the Republican establishment are actively endorsing the Democratic candidate.
Yeah, they are. They want nothing because they don't want to lose completely down the ticket.
Yeah,
is the notion, right?
Well, the thing is, like,
distance themselves from him. Those people who are up for election.
I read a story about in New Hampshire. I think it was Kelly Ayotte.
Oh, good old Kelly. She loves the seniors.
She's doing terrible in the polls because she endorsed Trump. And Trump is also doing terribly in the polls in New Hampshire.
I hope she loses her job.
Against
whoever it is. I don't care. I mean, so I looked it up the other day because it came on and I was waiting.
Well, you used to live in New Hampshire, so you know this.
I was waiting for my father
only lived there for a little bit
to make some statement about Kelly Ayotte. So I came on, we were all sitting around the TV. I don't know if I can find Kelly Ayotte's positions, but she's the commercial is like is
she like the daughter of the person that owns Ayotte's like right at the border of Tingsboro and Hudson?
Could be. I don't know. She's from born in Nashua. Kelly Ayotte positions.
Because back in the day, I used to buy cigarettes there all the time.
Oh yeah.
Because it was cheaper to buy cigarettes in New Hampshire.
It's cheaper to buy everything in New Hampshire.
Yes, because no sales tax.
Yeah, my parents were going to go buy a grill the other day, but
you got to make sure you report that on your taxes.
Yeah,
in Massachusetts.
no, they did not go to New Hampshire. My mom was terrified of my dad driving with a grill in the back of his truck all the way back from New Hampshire.
Yeah, it would just go to Lowe's over in Lowell.
Yeah, I think so. She issue positions. Come on. Oh, fucking
I tried to stall as long as I could, Chris.
Yeah, no, I can't find it. Anyway, I looked it up, and the standard stuff against a woman's right to choose, and the four guns, and all the usual stuff. But I was waiting because the seniors they love Kelly Ayotte, at least according to that commercial. But
okay, well that's good.
Lots of people in Chelmsford love Donald Trump. Say that.
Really? You've been driving around seeing a lot of Trump?
There are signs at strategic points in town. There's a sign down one of the back roads that we take to get out of our neighborhood on a big old farmhouse.
Well, at least those are the houses like if you were like if the girls were in brownies or whatever or Girl Scouts, like and they're selling cookies, like those are the houses to avoid because you don't have to interact with those people.
Yes, those are the ones to send the bad cookies to.
What, like which are the bad cookies?
I don't know. Thin Mints?
I like the Thin Mints. Who the fuck doesn't like Thin Mints?
I don't know. I was trying to come up with something. I think Thin Mints are fine.
I think they're all good.
Snickerdoodles?
No, those
are even a thing. Tagalongs?
I think whatever the plain like butter cookie ones are. I'm not a butter cookie guy.
Yeah.
So whatever those ones, those are the shitty ones.
Donald Trump looks like a butter cookie.
Yeah, he does.
Like an orange one. I don't know. We hit an hour.
We hit an hour, and his hair looks like a Samoa.
You can find the show notes for this episode at clarkwoods.com/hot/106. It's the 106th episode.
I can't even believe it.
So now we've got 106 hours into our 10,000 hours of
podcasting. And so eventually we'll be podcast masters.
Oh, yeah. In like a lot of years.
Many years.
We're
going to have to maybe start doing it twice a week.
Yeah, if we ever want to get really good at this.
Yes. All right, well, you can find the show notes for this.
I already said that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You can, email us. Email us.
Hello, this is Chris. We'd like to phone in the podcast this week.
Hey, we did a lot of fucking looking at all of our old clips 2 weeks ago.
Yes, we did that.
We did that. We didn't just record them that day.
You can email us about this episode, about anything else you'd like to chat with us about at hot@clarkwoods.com.
And you can find Chris on Twitter at ECC1977.
Or Steve on Twitter. He's at Tuesday is Loser. That's Tuesday, IS Loser. All one motherfucking word.
I've checked. I keep on checking periodically the guy that has all one word. And he's an egg.
He's an egg.
He's a fucking egg.
There are people like that who have names that I would like. I've had ECC 1977 since pretty much the beginning of my time on Twitter, so it'd be silly to lose it now. But like at ECC or at Chris Clark or a lot of them are eggs who haven't posted.
I'm sure that the person that has at Donald Trump is pissing off at
real Donald Trump.
Real Donald Trump.
Or pissing on him.